What's up mga brother? Ito si Juan ng Motor ni Juan and welcome back sa channel natin. A few months ago, specifically back in November and December of 2020, we featured the motorcycle na marami na rin talaga nag-aabang. And balik tanaw muna tayo kung ano yung mga information na sinare natin sa inyo. Ang tanong, lalabas ba yan dito sa atin? There is no official word yet from KYMCO as to if this motorcycle will be released, and if it is or if it will, when will it be released. But based on my humble non-expert opinion, right around maybe third quarter of 2021. Ang susunod na tanong, magkano? How much this scooter would cost if ever this will be released in the Philippines? So we are projecting this motorcycle to be at a minimum of 170,000. Here, eto na, we're gonna test the KYMCO KRV 180. So maraming salamat to KYMCO for giving us the opportunity to be one of the riders na magte-test ng newest scooter in the Philippines. Kaya abangan nyo yung take natin dito, the review, kumusta nga ba yung performance and all the details, ihahatid natin sa inyo yan. Unahin na natin yung forma ng motor. At the onset, you can see the overall aggressiveness of the bike kagad. It has sharp lines and angles resembling some sport bike concepts that we have. Notice the vent in front, it actually gives depth and character sa bike. More than forma, this actually aids in the heat dissipation, meaning mas kumakalat yung init niya from the lights, therefore prolonging the lifespan of the LED lights naman natin. There's also an LED eyebrow adding design, and you also have that maporma na naked handlebar na talagang nakakadagdag sa looks niya. We have some mechanical parts that are exposed, adding definition on the looks, but it also looks very neat at the same time. At the rear, we'll see several levels of line, but it all goes well together. We have stylish twin rear lights and a separate set of signal lights para naman dun sa signal lights mo. Mapapansin natin na hindi lang to basta blinking lights, but instead it's sequential. Ibig sabihin, parang yung gumuguhit yung linya niya, yung ilaw niya, to the direction that it's heading. Also notice the wide seat para sa driver and passenger. So it looks like this is also built for longer drives. For the Philippines, the colors that will be available for us is Snow Peak Silver, Ether Black, Thundershock Purple, at ang Indigo Sea Blue. Now let's talk about the engine. One of the things that sets this scooter apart is the overall specs and makeup of the engine. KRV 180 TCS is the first compact scooter na merong independent swing arm na makita mo lang talaga sa flagship model ng KYMCO na AK550. How it works is that nakahiwalay yung belt drive niya sa CVT assembly, improving the center of gravity, thereby giving aid sa higher power. It has 175cc 4-valve liquid-cooled engine that gives out 17 horsepower at 8,000 RPM. If we are going to compare it to the other competitors that we have, the highest power is right around 15 horsepower. Pagdating naman sa torque, we're going to have 15.5 Nm worth of torque at 6,500 RPM as compared to the other maxi scoots that we have na naglalaro lang sa 14 Nm. The scooter's dry weight is 143 kilograms, giving out an 8.4 kg over PS horsepower to weight ratio. Now, let's also look at the acceleration of this bike. Alright, so this is the KYMCO KRV 180. First stretch, nasa confined area lang muna tayo mga brother. Hindi pa natin talaga ilalabas to, but this would give us an idea how the motorcycle goes. Kaya ito yung take natin pagdating sa performance ng KYMCO. Okay, test naman natin ngayon acceleration. Let's go. Ito naman mga brad, pag climb So tingnan natin yung power niya. So, bibitin natin para mas matest talaga natin. Baka mabitin tayong ganyan. So pababa itong mga brad, oh. Ayan, nakikita nyo pababa. So we'll see. Okay. And then downhill, control and handle. If I am to describe the engine, it's not overwhelming, so it can also be a beginner scooter because you can definitely handle this. Pero the transition is very smooth. At my weight of 210 pounds, hindi ako nabitin sa power niya even on steep climbs kahit na sinubukan nating ibitin yung motor. For the brakes, what we have is 270mm front disc brake and 234mm rear disc brake with double piston caliper. Note that this is already ABS channel that adds points when it comes to dependability and safety. Maganda niyan, let's put the brake to the test. Test naman natin ngayon yung brakes mga brad. Rear brakes. Okay, ganda. Ramdam ko yung ABS. Isa pa. Ayun, oh. Woo! Ganda. That's the rear. Yung front naman, yung rear may ABS and then the front. Ang lakas. Very dependable. That's very nice. One more. Front. Hindi ayanganan yung ABS niya, ang smooth lang. Hindi nag-aayangan. Kung mapansin nyo, hindi naman solid cement ito. May mga lupa-lupa pa tong kalsada natin dito. Pero solid yung braking power nito. Natuwa ako dun ha, natuwa ako dun. I know it's ABS with traction control pa, pero natuwa ako dun sa performance ng brake na yun. Very smooth, yet very functional, very dependable. For the suspension, we have the KYMCO suspension system. We have a center shock absorber on sport suspension settings at the rear na mas nakakatulong when it comes to cornering. Dagdag mo pa yung independent swing arm design that separates the engine and transmission, so there's less burden on the rear suspension kaya mas sensitive yung response niya. We've also tested this on the rough road at saka yung bumpy road, and I must admit, I was very impressed with the comfort it brings. Kumbaga, ang ganda talaga ng play ng suspension nito kahit baku-baku yung daan. And then samahan mo pa ng wide tires. In front, what we have is 110/70/13, and over at the rear is 130/70/13. So mas stable talaga yung overall ride experience. Tsaka for 175cc scooter, hindi siya mabigat. Actually, napakagaan niya i-handle. You can just breeze through different roads here, oh. Ayan, kahit may mga challenges dito. Yung play ng suspension niya, okay ah. Kahit na rocky road yung dinadaanan natin kanina, ngayon naman ito bumpy. Pagdating sa features, this is where the KRV 180 went all out talaga when it comes to what is considered a small displacement scooter. Unang-una, meron tong Falcon LED headlights and taillights. Meron din tong sequential signal lights na nakakadagdag talaga dun sa forma niya. We also have a 25-liter under-seat storage, kaya kasya ang full-face helmet dito. Dagdagan mo pa ng in-light sensor, so mas nakakatulong yan in case you have to search for something in your under-seat compartment. Meron din tong full LCD dashboard. It's really full in color, visible kahit na tanghali at maaraw. And you've got all the information that you would need while riding. Marami ring matutuwa sa flatboard nito, or para sa ating mga Pinoy, the gulay board. It's very spacious. You have more space for your legs, for your feet, and very functional at the same time because most of us would use this na panghakot ng iba't ibang mga baggage natin, ng mga dalahin natin. And hindi lang yan, you also get that extended footrest. So if in case you're cruising, you want to relax a little bit, you can definitely stretch your legs on this scooter. We also have an easy gas access with just a press of a button, no need for you to unmount your motorcycle, and cool din yung keyless system nito as it will detect yung susi mo in 1.5 to 3 meters for the motorcycle to activate itself. In relation to the keyless system, we have the keyless turning knob that basically does it all for you in terms of turning the scooter on, opening the fuel gas tank, and opening the seat compartment as well. Another huge addition to this one is the traction control system. So this is a huge plus point because on top of the ABS, you would also get the traction control system which monitors and regulates the spin on the rear wheel. Kumbaga, iwas skid at saka iwas semplang yan. So that's obviously an additional safety feature. Take note that the traction control system or yung TCS natin, you have the option to also turn it off. Siyempre mga brad, para mas matansya nyo, papakita natin sa inyo yung seat height, riding position ng motor na to. Again, for reference mga brad, I am 5'10" in height and for the seat height for this one, it's 795 mm. So medyo may kataasan as compared sa ibang scooters. Pero when it comes to the position itself, yung overall ergonomics ng motor, ito siya. So, relaxed driving posture lang. Ang maganda niyan, meron siyang extended footrest if in case cruising mode siya. At saka napansin ko dito, meron kang konting step nut dito in case gusto mong maging medyo aggressive yung riding stance mo. And then upright, yung likod mo, the handlebar medyo malapit sa'yo. So, you don't have to overextend para talagang makuha mo yung position at saka yung comfort na hinahanap mo for this scooter. So overall, mukhang komportable ito. Kumbaga, pagdating sa long ride experience, mukhang okay na okay din tong motor na to. Ang tanong ng marami, ang ganda ng features, ang ganda ng motor, pero magkano nga ba to? The price, the actual price for the KYMCO KRV 180i TCS is 189,900 pesos. You can get a 10,000 peso discount if you reserve your own unit at any KYMCO dealer or lifestyle corner until November 30 of 2021. And take note mga brother, this will already be out in the market in November of 2021. The price may be a little steep, especially if we're going to compare to the other maxi scoot type scooters that we have gotten used to and we have in the market. But in terms of the engine performance at saka yung features that it has, then it can definitely be worth it. Again, it all depends on you on what features and functions ang kailangan mo at ang talagang hinahanap mo sa motor para masabi mo na ang motor ay perfect para sa'yo, and it also matches the price that the motorcycle has. Ito mga brother, yung featured motorcycle natin na hinahatid natin sa inyo. Bawat function, features, saka syempre yung presyo para if in case isa to sa pinagpipilian yung motor, mapaghandaan nyo na. So, again, maraming salamat kay KYMCO Philippines for inviting us to be one of the test riders for this one at hinahatid naman natin sa inyo itong information na to. Take our next